cut through this panel as well?
Simply cutting through the bolts should suffice. No sense causing excess damage.
Right. Wouldn't want to compromise the pristine condition of the station now, would we?
Now just pull the release handle and the door will unlatch. That's it. You should be able to slide the door open. I advise holding the rail to anchor yourself as you move the crane. Watch yourself. There are 2 more ticks at the end of the corridor. Another tick. Take care moving forward.
Copy that. Another bypass.
It probably powers something in this room. You can use your foot to open it, just like the last one. Door's powering up.
What's in these containers?
Dietary provisions, most likely. Salt, coffee, various synthetic grains.
Whoa, wait. Back up. You found coffee?
I wouldn't advise drinking this coffee, Captain. I'm sure it's past its expiry date.
How far past?
Liv, the containers are infested with biomass.
They're do you know? Maybe next time lead with that?
How were we routed? It appears the transformer on the far wall is now live. That did it. Well done. More ticks in the next room.
We'll need some way to distract them. This crane arm is already online.
The slider is unlocked. You should be able to move the crane just like before.
That looks to be our best option for distracting those ticks.
If you can find a way to lure them out.
The tick can sense me through the glass.
Yes. As long as it can read your energy signature, the tick will continue to follow you.
Perhaps I can use that to my advantage.
Indeed. Ticks may be deadly, but they're not exactly intelligent.
Got it.
Skillful work, Echo One.
Door power restored.
This is concerning. I didn't realize the infestation was so prevalent in this area of the facility.
You don't have any way to detect it in advance.
I only have limited access to the station's internal sensors, which at the moment aren't even fully operational.
You mind telling us just what the hell happened here?
There was a BioMass outbreak.
I'll bet it's your attention to detail that sets you apart from all the other AIs.
There's not much more I can tell you without violating my directives.
Well, what about the crew? Are they really all gone?
All 118 souls aboard the station have either perished or were evacuated.
So then, what the hell are we doing here?
After your unexpected arrival aboard the Estrella, I was directed to bring you somewhere safe.
This is safe.
Well, the habitat was safe at the time. Now the ship is our only option.
Brilliant.
I'm guessing there's no way to open this door.
Unfortunately, no. The infestation is too severe. You will need to find another way around. This door is completely disconnected from the power grid. It will need an external power source.
Like a battery.
Precisely. Door powered up.
How much farther, Juno?
Nearly there. The security room is just on the other side of this depot.
I assume we'll find more tick swarms?
Technically, the correct term for a group of ticks is a murder.
Appropriate.
I suppose. I always found the term a little too on the nose. Shields at 95%.
Quite a sizable crane.
It also has greater freedom of movement, capable of sliding in 4 directions rather than just 2.
say that you were directed to bring us here?
That's correct.
Or directed by who? I get it. You can't answer that.
Let's just focus on getting you to safety. I suspect much will be made clear once we have you secure aboard the ship. Battery locked in. Door online.
Jack! You made it.
Is everything all right?
Well, I still have a mindless tentacle monster trying with all its might to eat my face. But he hasn't actually managed to do it yet, so all in all, I'd say things are going pretty well. Listen, why don't I keep this little bugger occupied while you deal with the one on the door? Juno, you can help him out there, right?
I believe so.
Disposal unit powered on. Now how do I eject the tips?
I take a siphoning power from the disposal unit. You'll have to use the manual ejection switch. Tic-tac sound.
Way to go, Jack.
Just one more to go.
Is there some way to open these shutters?
The controls are inoperable.
I can't just force them open?
I suppose you could try, though the mechanism locking them in place is quite robust. Oh, I must say, you made that look incredibly easy.
He does that.
The creature does seem to be quite fond of the captain. Perhaps we can use that to our advantage.
It seems likely this form of biothreat is closely related to the spore variant we are more familiar with.
It's amazing that despite all the odds, they somehow got uglier.
Liv, come over to the door.
Whatever you need.
Could you move back?
Yup, copy that. Backing right off.
No hard feelings, Jack?
That's it. We're clear.
Confirmed. Room secure.
Nicely done. Now, Juno, if you would, please.
Jack, I need you to repower the door so I can open it.
Appreciate it. Are you alright?
Of course. Somehow I managed to make it through the loading bay unscathed.
Was that a brag I just heard?
Well, it was rather remarkable.
Don't encourage him.
The important thing is we're finally the biomass.
Captain Rhodes.
What is it? Oh, Juno. You're kidding me right now. No, you're not kidding.
Not to worry, Captain. I already have a solution. While sorting through the station's database, I managed to locate a set of design specs for a protective EVA suit.
An EVA suit? With an air supply?
A limited air supply. We'll still want to get you to a stable environment as soon as possible. More importantly, the suit will provide limited protection against the biomass. I've already queued up the schematic. All you have to do is enter the fabricator, and we can begin.
Can't we just print the suit and I'll put it on out here?
Fabricator will perfectly form the suit to fit your body. It only takes a moment.
Okay.
still.
Are you all right?
Yeah. Okay. Do you know, you could have warned me this was going to feel so weird.
How would I know?
Well, what do you think? Bit of a step up, wouldn't you say?
I like it. A marked improvement over your old EVA suit.
My old EVA suit was being held together by duct tape. I'd certainly hope this was an improvement. Come on, let's go.
Give me a moment to open the door. The ship is just up ahead.
Oh, I almost forgot how nauseating this stuff looks up close.
No cause for alarm. Your suit's filtration system is designed specifically to handle airborne contaminants. You'll remain safe as long as direct contact is avoided.
I was more worried about my eyes, actually. Is the ship not connected to the station?
Given the risk of contamination, the ship remains severed from the facility. Only under the most extreme circumstances...
I'd say this qualifies.
Of course, Captain. Stand by while I extend the gangway. Once inside, I suggest making your way to the bridge. From there...
Yeah, I'm familiar. From the cockpit, I can use the number 2 engineering panel to cycle the reactor and bring the ship online.
That's correct.
Juno, are you not coming with us?
All the power disruptions have rendered me unable to connect to the ship's mainframe. Once the power levels normalize, I should be able to join you on board. Good luck.
God, what are the odds?
What do you mean, Liv?
Oh, nothing. It's just... I grew up on a ship almost exactly like this one. It was part of the Solar Colonial Initiative.
How long do you suppose it's been in service?
No idea. We'll just have to find someone and ask.
Attention. Atmospheric pressure normal. Oxygen levels normal.
Well, that's promising.
Hello? Anyone here?
Nothing. I think it's just us, Jack. Well, let's have a look, shall we?
It's a bit worn down, but it appears we are on the Argos.
It reads 2124. This ship was only 2 years old when we left.
There are a multitude of emblems, presumably from previous missions.
I don't think this ship was ever decommissioned.
Here's a way to the bridge.
Damn. The bridge door's unpowered.
Is there another way?
Pioneer-class ships like this have only one hatchway to the bridge. So no. We'll need to get resourceful. Let's look around.
These cargo containers are designated for terraforming equipment.
Probably used to store spare parts for Atmo processors. Spent a lot of time around tech like this.
Because of your parents.
Yeah. Both Mum and Dad worked terraforming missions, carting us back and forth across the system. My brother liked to play hide and seek in the ship's cargo hold. At least that was until he got stuck inside one of the crates. Dad was livid. Not at him, at me, for not watching out for him. That was right before I was sent off to the academy.
The crude nature of this repair is a bit troubling.
Oh, I don't know. A bit of character never killed anyone.
What about loss of atmosphere?
All right. Fair point.
This poster looks similar to the ones on display in the habitat.
Except that one is an original, not a replica. And in good condition too. Especially as it's 4 centuries old. Same could be said for us.
There is both an activation pod and a fabricator.
That's odd. The fabricator is definitely not original to the ship. Likely taken from the station.
Given the vessel's apparent age, perhaps it is refitted.
Yeah. Probably several times over at this point.
Liv, I found an unusual device.
Unusual? Be right back. What in the... I know these Pioneer-class ships pretty well. But this equipment... I don't recognize any of it. And more importantly, what the hell is that? I'm betting it's the reactor.
Given its size and location, it seems likely, but I'm entirely unfamiliar with this design.
As am I. I say we turn it on and find out. If it works, the ship should start generating its own power again.
Which would give us stable life support.
Exactly. I'll see if there's a way to turn it on directly. Do you want to give the room a once-over in case there's an external control? Oh, Jack! That console just came on. What did you do?
The wires feed into some sort of switch.
Okay, well, give it a try. It could be linked to the reactor. Here we go. Unfortunately, not controls for the reactor. It's a console for a cargo lift. I'll try lowering it. See if it leads to something useful. Whoa, wait a minute.
Warning. Biomass threat detected. Containment protocols engaged.
Jack, come look at this. These canisters are holding ticks in some sort of stasis.
They appear pacified.
I think it's this device on top. It's emitting some sort of energy field.
Could the field be keeping them docile?
I think you're right. Look, they have no idea we're here.
No.
What the hell?
Do you copy?
Who was... Jack, you can hear that, right? I've not gone daft.
It would appear Juno is not alone after all.
Respond. What's happening over there?
This is Olivia Rhodes. Who are you?
Olivia Rhodes. What are you doing on my ship?
Your ship?
Yes, my ship. What are you doing out of the habitat?
We lost power. You brought us here to try and get life support.
Never mind. Just stay where you are. I'll be there as soon as I finish rebooting the ship's power grid. Harlan, out.
Wait! Jack, if he reboots the power grid, what would that mean for these containment canisters? If they lose power, maybe we should find out from farther away. Nothing wrong with being a bit cautious. Right?
Containment protocols engaged.
No, damn it! We're locked in.
We can remove the biomass by raising the lift.
Right. I've got the lift controls. Get me power again. I'll start the lift as soon as the console's active. Got it. Sending lift now. Come on, come on, come on!
Power cycle initiated.
No! We're not gonna make it!
Auxiliary power initializing.
Shit! 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 Jack!
Lift.
God!
Reaction core controls initializing. Reaction core primed and ready for review.
Holy shit. Thanks, Jack. That was too close.
Of course, Liv.
Jack? You're glitching.
FTL engaged.
Liv.
What's happening?
Athena, report.
Sensors reading unidentified spatial anomaly in this sector.
Cross-check Atlas database for similar phenomena.
Acknowledged. No records found. Recommend mission abort.
Negative. Maintain course. The Kronos 2 remains priority.
Acknowledged. Delta Actual. Delta 13. You appear to be in distress.
Who is Delta 13?
I will take your response as confirmation.
Delta 6, is there a problem?
I suppose that depends, Actual. Does Delta 13 often forget their own designation?
Athena, 13 appears to be malfunctioning. Please advise.
Possible EM interference from the eclipse. Warning. Electromagnetic event detected.
That was interference from the anomaly.
Affirmative. Recommend all units perform cursory systems check.
Proceed.
Units, please verify your operational status. Delta Actual.
Online.
Delta 9.
Online.
Delta 6.
Online?
Delta 13.
Online.
Confirmed. Delta 13 appears to have recovered. The results may be temporary. Recommend monitoring unit for further malfunctions.
Acknowledged. Delta 6. Delta 13 is your responsibility until further notice.
Acknowledged. Engaging chaperone protocol. Delta 13, please confirm.
Confirmed.
Excellent. Command hierarchy verified.
Be advised, approaching Kronos 2 mining facility. Distance 4,800 meters.
Did she say we are approaching the Kronos 2?
Affirmative. The station went dark several days ago. We're here to determine why.
The station was destroyed when an unknown vessel arrived through temporal displacement. The ensuing debris impacts resulted in catastrophic damage.
That is an oddly specific theory.
It's not a theory. I was there.
Delta Actual, short-range communications have intercepted a pre-recorded distress call from the Kronos 2 captain.
Patch it through.
Titan Command, if you're out there, this is Captain Olivia Rhodes. Kronos 2 is lost. Say again, my station has been compromised. We were hit by a debris storm caused by the arrival of an unknown vessel in our sector. Damage is catastrophic.
That is my captain, Olivia Rhodes.
Do you mean 13?
My name is Jack. I served on the Kronos 2.
Jack. From the Kronos 2. If that were true, how are you here now?
I'm still figuring that out.
Proximity alert. Sensors detecting unknown devices in the area.
Isolate and enhance. Identify.
No matching records. The design suggests weaponization. Threat assessment undetermined.
Are there other ships in the area?
Scanning. The SCI Indica and accompanying fleet are on course to pass within 47 kilometers of this location.
That's too close. We need to establish a warning beacon. No civilian vessels should. Athena, report.
Warning, electromagnetic event imminent.
That was unconventional.
It only gets worse.
Recommend maintaining a minimum safe distance from the anomaly.
Acknowledge. Begin deceleration for deployment. Prioritize threat assessment.
Initiate acceleration. Vectoring to nearest device. Deceleration complete. Be advised, the nearest device is directly off the port bow.
Understood. Delta 9, take point with me. Deploy recon sats.
Affirmative.
Beginning assessment. Secondary objective, establish a warning beacon. Remaining Delta units, deploy now.
That's us, 13.
Recon Sat 3 indicates the device may be a form of torpedo. Moving to secure.
Let's get moving.
Biological agents detected.
Warning, third electromagnetic event imminent. Anomaly pulse detected.
All units, brace for impact.
Jack! It's okay. It's me. It's Liv.
Liv?
Jack, you're all right.
I think so.
Oh, thank God. You've been out for quite a while now. The blast from the FDL must have scrambled your reboot protocols. I pulled your memory archive while you were out. Your logs are flooded with all this bizarre data. Delta Squad, bio-torpedoes, something called the Ithaca. Jack, what is all this? What's going on?
Liv, I saw the Kronos. I saw our old station.
Come again?
I was on a ship, a shuttle. There were other Echo units, a military detachment sent to investigate what happened to the Kronos.
Okay. Maybe you're not so alright after all. Called that one a little too early.
It's not a malfunction. I was there. I was home.
Okay. I believe you. Listen, there's something you need to know. While you were out, I had a chance to meet with the captain of this ship.
The man we heard over the comms?
His name is Dr. Harlan. He said... He told me...
Liv, what is it? What's wrong?
You know what? It's probably better if you just see it for yourself. We can get a closer look at your memory archive while we're at it. Come on, follow me.
Cycling the ship's power, I disabled the insulation fans, allowing the ticks to escape.
Listen, this Dr. Harlan isn't what you might call the cheeriest of souls. He might take some getting used to. Juno, I have Jack. Can you let us up?
I did warn you the station's generator was temperamental.
And how much longer should operate on emergency power?
Maintaining our current energy draw, a few hours.
Dr. Harlan?
Jack, you finally recovered. I was beginning to think the blast from the FTL had obliterated your neural matrix.
So, you're the android. The Echo unit.
So, you're Dr. Harlan.
Well done. Your powers of deductive reasoning are a wonder to behold.
Dr. Harlan is my administrator.
What exactly are you doing here, Doctor?
Odd question coming from you.
Dr. Harlan is a geneticist, specializing in the biomass.
You're here to study the biomass?
I'm here to try and find a way to destroy it.
He's also the one responsible for our extended stay in the hab.
That was for your own safety. I would think that would be painfully obvious by now.
Dr. Harlan, I need you to show Jack what you showed me.
I have work to do. He's your android. You explain it to him.
He needs to see it.
Captain, perhaps I can be of some assistance. Are you certain you want to see this again, Captain?
Just pull it up.
Very well.
What exactly am I looking at?
The future. All this orange you're seeing on the map? That's all biomass. That's how far it's spread.
To date, the infection has consumed approximately 56% of the habitable solar system.
Including Earth.
How did all this happen?
It starts with us.
With us?
With the destruction of the Kronos. 7 October, 2126. Your station, the Kronos 2, is almost completely destroyed when an unknown vessel suddenly appears in your sector.
The Estrella.
Correct.
When the Estrella traveled back to our time, it brought the biomass with it. And when we left...
The infection stayed behind.
Are we starting to see where this is going?
In the days following the incident, a fleet of Atlas survey ships unknowingly passed through the infected zone. Most of the fleet's crew complement is consumed by the biomass. The infected fleet proceeds along its predetermined course toward Earth. One by one, the now crippled vessels collide with the planet's surface, unleashing a global infestation. Humanity has no defense.
Billions of people. Most of the planet. Just... gone.
The remnants of humankind are scattered across the solar system. But without any means to combat the spread of the biomass,
It's only a matter of time. All those people.
in truth, the initial death toll would likely have been higher had it not been for the captain of the Ithaca, who managed
Wait, the Ithaca?
The Ithaca was the flagship of the returning fleet.
Ithaca. I've seen that name before.
Hardly surprising.
I remember it as well. I heard it when I was in the past.
When you were what?
Ah, that's it! That's where I saw it. In your memory logs. I've got the data right here. Look. Jack, would you mind running us through what we're seeing here?
I recall overhearing the ship was expected to arrive in Saturn orbit within a few days.
I don't understand. For that to be true, these logs would have to be from 2126. A full 3 months before the Ithaca crashed on Earth.
That is correct.
Jack, are you suggesting that you traveled back in time?
I know how it sounds.
I'm not sure you do.
This is why your memory was so fragmented. In the control room. Because you went back in time.
Not physically. Just my data. My consciousness. I believe the FTL accident may have briefly opened another temporal anomaly, disabling my shell and forcing my protocols to transfer to another echo unit.
400 years in the past.
Evidently.
You believe Jack's account, Captain?
It makes sense. A botched FTL jump is the whole reason we're in this mess to begin with.
It's the only explanation.
That is difficult to dispute.
Juno, you with us?
Oh, apologies, Captain. I was distracted.
Something wrong?
I'm not sure. Can we access this memory block?
Just a sec.
Just as I thought.
What are we looking at here?
Some form of biomass weapon. I first encountered them while searching for you on the Estrella, and then again just now, when I went to the past.
Dr. Harlan.
As I recall, they tend to detonate when you get close, releasing a flood of biomass spores.
Oh, lovely.
Dr. Harlan.
Still no.
Dr. Harlan, you should really take a look at this.
What part of not now do you not understand?
What? What is it?
The torpedo appears to be undetonated.
What's that supposed to mean?
Where did you pull this image from?
This is from one of Jack's recent memory logs.
Recent memory logs?
It's difficult to explain. It may or may not involve time travel.
I'm sorry, what?
We can parse out the details later. Right now, Doctor, you do realize what this could mean.
A solution.
Solution to what? Will someone please tell me what the hell's going on?
Right. Come with me.
You're studying these weapons, these bio-torpedoes.
They're not weapons so much as incubators. Inside each one is a sampling of the biomass-based genetic material. The infection in its purest form. All you need to know is this. If I could manage to sequence this material, I am confident I could develop a means to eliminate the biomass.
You're saying a cure?
It's what I've been searching for. But every torpedo I've encountered has been detonated. I've never seen one with its payload still intact.
But I have.
If that's true, then you may have just found the key to saving what's left of humanity.
Dr. Harlan? I'm afraid we may have more pressing matters.
Juno's right. Energy reserves are dipping into the red. I suggest we table this conversation until we find a way to restore the station's generator.
Perhaps there's something we can do.
Dr. Harlan, this is the part where you ask us for help.
How do we fix the generator?
Fixing the generator isn't the problem. The problem is getting to it. The generator facility is not accessible from within the station. You need to approach from the exterior. Search the outer hull for a way.
With a few improvements, you should have no trouble at all.
Where do we start?
Well, obviously you're going to need a new shell.
I will?
Well, you can't go venturing out to the generator in that relic you're housed in now. No offense intended, of course.
Of course.
Is this really necessary?
Transferring Jack to a newer shell will allow him to more easily interface with the station's various systems, as well as drastically improve his ability to maneuver in open space. Not to mention...
All right. Fine. So long as there's not too much of a strain on our power reserves.
This way, Jack. I have already identified a shell design I believe you'll find satisfactory. It was originally meant for rapid emergency response. The base design includes enhanced speed and durability, as well as a data link compatible with the station's architecture. I've already uploaded the shell's blueprints. It'll only take a moment to complete fabrication.
This looks familiar.
I've already adjusted the shell's underlying design to account for the particulars of Jack's neural matrix. All you'll need to do is shut yourself down, so I can transfer your processes to the new shell.
Oh, that's all, is it?
Don't worry, Captain. The transfer will be seamless. Construction complete. The new shell is prepped for transfer.
It looks like him.
Yes, I incorporated Jack's existing facial structure into the shell's design. I thought it might help distinguish him.
He is quite distinguished.
Jack, you're clear to initiate the shutdown procedure whenever you're ready.
What is it, Jack? We got this. Yeah, we make a pretty good team.
I feel no hostility towards you, either. What is troubling you, Jack? I'm glad you approve. Shields at 95%.
Initialize dual matrix transfer. Verify hardware connection. Okay. Mapping core protocols to target. Success. Initialize boot sequence.
Jack? Jack, look at me. You alright?
I'm sorry. Who is Jack?
Do you know what
Liv. I'm fine. I was only joking.
Oh, God, you had me worried.
The transfer worked just as Juno said. It was funny though, right?
Hilarious. Well, Jack, I'll say this. You certainly clean up nice.
Thank you. I must admit this shell's architecture is much more spacious than my previous one.
Just don't go forgetting where you came from.
Now that the transfer is complete, I'd suggest running calibrations to acclimate your software to the new shell.
That's actually not a terrible idea.
Then it's settled. I'll appropriate modules.
Sit tight, Jack. We'll have you sorted quick enough.
Module M201. Primary boosters. Your EVA pack allows you to boost forward in the direction you are looking. Use your boost to go ahead. Well done. Please press the hollow button to continue. Now boost to the end of the hall before the walls close in on you. Multiple boosts may be required. Excellent. Calibration module complete. Module M116. Braking thrusters. This module will calibrate your braking thrusters, which allow you to stop in place without grabbing any surfaces. You will continue to slow down for as long as you hold your braking thrusters. We'll practice this in the room ahead. Please meet me there to continue. There are 2 target zones in this room. Please boost into one of the zones and hold your braking thrusters until you come to a full stop. Success! Now use your braking thrusters to stop inside target zone B. Calibration module complete. Please stand by. I feel no hostility towards you either. Module J101. Data interfaces. Your new body is capable of equipping multiple tools. In addition to your cutter, you now also have a data link. With it, you can interact with data ports around the station to activate objects or download information. Tap the button under your wrist to open the tool selection interface. Now, grab and pull the data link icon with your other hand. Good. This tool allows you to interact with data ports throughout the station. You can also activate your cutter on your other hand if you need to use both tools simultaneously. To proceed, move to the data port above the door ahead and use your data link to activate it. Well done. Please proceed to the room ahead. Some data ports will activate systems throughout the station. Others will allow you to retrieve useful information from the station systems. In this room, you can find a floating data tile and an observation drone. Scan their data ports to proceed. Excellent. Now, download the data from the data tile to proceed. Calibration module complete. Please stand by.
Welcome back to the real world, Jack.
Before you go, I'd like to make use of your new data link. Captain Rhodes?
Right.
What is this?
A data tile left behind by one of the station's scientists. I'd like to see if your scanner can access the information stored inside.
Alright, well, you heard the lady.
Go on and give it a scan. Ah, interesting.
What was on it?
Research notes on the BioMass.
Anything useful?
A list of genetic markers shared between the different biomass forms that could prove most useful. Jack, if you find any more devices with data ports like this one, be sure to scan them and transmit your findings to me.
Will do.
I've also added a new data tab to your ARM computer to track what we've recovered.
How much data was lost?
We don't actually have any way of knowing, but finding more will almost undoubtedly be beneficial towards developing a cure, even if only in a small way.
Understood.
Anything else, Juno?
That should be all for now.
Come on out then, Jack.
Juno, do you read?
Yes, Doctor?
I need you back here to help me pass the FTL's output data. And bring Captain Rhodes with you. I could use her insight as well.
We've nearly finished prepping Jack for departure.
He's still here? I could have built an entirely new generator by now. Get him out of the airlock and then get up here.
You weren't exaggerating. This Dr. Harlan is quite irritable.
Try not to be too hard on him. He has good reason.
It sounds like there's something I should know.
Juno, tell him.
Tell me what?
Dr. Harlan is infected.
I didn't notice any biomass infection.
His infection is internal, a result of breathing in microparticles of the biomass. Though we have managed to slow the infection's progress using various treatments developed here at the facility, I fear the doctor may be approaching the final stages of his infection.
What happens if he doesn't develop a cure in time?
I'm guessing that very question is what's making him so irritable.
I hope this might help you better understand why Dr. Harlan is the way he is. His entire life, he's only ever had one goal: eliminate the biomass, preserve what's left of humanity. Thanks to you, for the first time in, well, quite a while, we appear to be making progress.
Whatever I can do to help.
You can start by restoring the generator.
Lead on.
Cycling the airlock now.
What's up? That's right, Jack.
Ready to depart. Heart seal. Ready to cycle.
Wait a second, Juno. Jack, listen. There's something else.
Captain Rhodes, maybe now isn't the best time.
I'm not about to send him out there with only half the story.
What is it?
You remember on the Estrella, when you saved my life by repressurizing the bridge?
Oh no.
The oxygen that flooded into the bridge was contaminated. Dr. Harlan's already run a test to confirm. The infection's in my system.
No.
Jack, listen to me. The contaminants were microscopic. There was no way you could have known.
No, I cleared the vents.
Yes, you did. And if you hadn't, I'd have been dead almost instantly.
Are you all right? Are you experiencing any pain?
No, I'm fine. I'm not feeling any effects at all.
Currently, the captain's infection is dormant. It takes time, often years, for the biomass to shut down the human body. What's more, her particular strain of the infection is less aggressive than Dr. Harlan's, perhaps due to her having acquired it in the past.
The best thing we can do right now, the only thing, is help Dr. Harlan develop his cure. We do that, all our problems are solved.
Technically not all of them. You'll still be stuck in the wrong time.
Yes. Thank you, Juno. Get to the generator. Stabilize the power grid. Hopefully, by then, we'll have come up with an idea for what's next.
Liv, I promise. I will make this right.
Nothing to make right, Jack. This isn't your fault. Now off you go. Good luck.
Commencing depressurization. Depressurization complete.
Exiting air. How do I reach the generator?
The generator facility should be just up ahead as you exit.
Copy that.
I'll mark the destination for you.
Juno, pull the FTL's output log, starting a few minutes back from the accident.
What are you looking for?
If your android is right and the FTL accident really did create a temporal anomaly, then we should see clear evidence of the event in the output data. FTL drives don't normally rip open tunnels through time.
I don't believe being infected by biomass is normal either.
Wait. You're right. Juno, can you pull up the readings from right when the ticks attacked the drive?
Stand by.
This resonance. The FTL shouldn't be creating a displacement with this signature and nowhere near this magnitude.
Then it's the biomass. Has to be. It's causing some sort of reaction in the drive.
We'll need to run some simulations.
Let's get to it then. Jack, we'll be on standby.
Acknowledged. Earth still appears blue from this distance. The blight of the biomass is nowhere in evidence.
You think we'll ever be able to go back? Not just me, but humanity.
In my limited experience, I have found human beings to be discerning, resourceful, and, above all, exceedingly stubborn. Based on those factors alone, I would estimate the odds of humanity's return to be more than favorable.
We ought to put you in charge of morale.
I've located the entrance.
Unfortunately, it seems the airlock is offline, most likely due to the power failure. An alternate access method will be required.
Does that mean there's another way in?
Station blueprints show an access hatch on the facility's exterior. Look for a small rectangular hatch with a red cover.
Copy that. I'll take a look outside. Access hatch located. Looks like I'll have to cut my way in.
With the generator's interior in a vacuum state, it should be safe to use your cutter here. Explosive decompression will not be an issue.
Copy that. I'm inside the facility. What's next?
The main problem is almost certainly the reactor. It's a large cylindrical structure in the facility's central chamber. The accessway will take you there, though additional cutting may be required. But please, try to avoid damaging our former workplace too heavily.
Juno.
Wait, you two used to work here?
Juno and I were part of the station's biomass research team.
So you were here during the outbreak?
No, I had taken leave to pursue my theory for eliminating the biomass. By the time I returned, it was too late. There was no one left.
My God, Harlan.
Captain, please. We have work to do.
Reactor located.
Great. How's it look?
Not well. I'm seeing smoke, likely from an internal malfunction.
That explains the power outage.
And the life support failure.
Right, better open it up, Jack. See what's going on in there.
I'm opening the casing for a closer look at the reactor.
Copy that.
Malfunction confirmed. A bad reactor core.
You'll need replacements to get the reactor running again, Jack. The facility contains a storage area that might be worth investigating.
Thanks, Juno. The reactor has quite the unique shape, an icosahedron. For optimal power flow, I assume.
Correct. The reactor's quasi-regular orthogonality allows for nearly flawless energy management.
Good enough state to work, though, right?
Yes, the malfunction appears to be temporary. Install a complete set of operational cores, and the reactor should resume normal functionality.
Okay. Well, sounds like you two have got things handled.
Copy that. This data tile appears to still be intact.
Despite their small size, data tiles make for excellent external storage. I advise scanning it so that we can retrieve its contents. Scan successful. Interesting. Shortly before the outbreak, the engineers developed a means of optimizing the power flow of the reactor. Jack, if you can find more data on this, I may be able to adapt these principles to your integrated cutter.
How much more data?
Uncertain. Without possessing the actual data, it's impossible to measure its size. Nonetheless, I've made an entry in the data tab on your ARM computer. I anticipate only a few more scans will be required, though.
Acknowledged. I'll keep watch for more data ports. A fully charged core. It seems inaccessible at the moment. This access hatch could provide a way into the storage area, but some of the bolts are outside my cutter's range.
We might be able to do something about that, actually. From the few logs I've been able to access, I believe the generator's staff were working on improving the reactor's efficiency. If we can recover data on their efforts, I may be able to adapt that technology to improve the range of your cutter. Look around for any equipment containing a data port.
Copy that, Juno. Empty racks here. Were they running low on supplies?
Negative. However, among the facility's final logs are inventory requests of unusually high quantities. I presume anyone who managed to escape the station must have brought the supplies with them.
Let's hope such was the case. Must have been a horrid scramble.
I found a device in the storage area.
A network terminal. It may still be connected. Scan its port with your data link to attempt a data transfer. Nice work, Jack. Much of the data here will prove useful in augmenting your cutter. Unfortunately, we will need more to complete the design. But I did find something that might be of interest. A voice memo from the station's chief engineer regarding the technology. I've added it to your on-computer's data tab, Jack.
Some type of local data storage?
Correct. Insert enough of them into a database terminal, and the terminal's data port will become available to scan.
This database terminal runs off of cartridges. Unusual.
Backup data storage, in case of power loss. For it to function properly, all the cartridges must be installed.
Well, I always blow on them first for luck. But each to their own.
I'm afraid Jack's shell isn't equipped with an apparatus appropriate for that operation.
I believe it was a joke, Juno.
Captain?
Yeah, he's right, Juno. But don't worry, if it turns out the cartridge doesn't work, you can blow on it.
Captain, my holographic projectors are not capable of... At this point, I believe my only valid response is, well played, Captain.
Just too easy.
Good news, Jack. With the data you just collected, I expect we need only one more scan to complete the design.
Juno, I need you to run the math on these sim parameters.
Yes, Doctor.
Dr. Hart, why did you have to leave the station? There seems to be plenty of biomass.
That is all highly evolved. I need the base genetic material, and that can only be found in an undetonated biomass torpedo. There's nothing more I could do from here.
Right. Then what brought you back? Did you know the station had...
I'm sorry, Captain Rhodes, but we do not have time for me to recount my entire life story. I was here. I left. And when I came back, everyone was dead or gone.
All right. Fine.
Why don't I simply compile an archive of the logs covering our time away from the station? That way the captain can review them at her leisure.
If you must, but after you've finished verifying the sim parameters.
Very well. I will let you know when I've finished, Captain.
Thanks, Juno.
Excellent. That did indeed provide sufficient data. Just give me a moment to process everything. Stand by. Schematic complete. Please head to the nearest fabricator so we can install the improvement to your cutter. Integration successful. Your shell's reactive cutter has been refitted with extended range and efficiency.
Well done, Juno.
The pleasure was mine. And please, restrict cutting to non-critical equipment.
Now that my cutter's been extended, I should be able to reach those bolts. I've managed to open the hatch leading to the storage area.
Splendid. The area should now be accessible through the maintenance deck below. Captain, I've finished compiling the log data you requested.
Great. Can you pass it to my ARM computer, Juno? Actually, best send it to Jack as well.
Of course. Jack, I've added it to your data tab.
Wow, this is some archive.
It was an illuminating expedition. I took the liberty of segmenting the log entries. Feel free to review them at your own pace.
If you two have finished, I've input the parameters for the next scene.
Of course, Doctor. Now simply rotate the core clockwise until it stops turning.
Juno, these pylons, what are they?
That's a signal conditioner, Jack. It helps ensure clean power delivery to the rest of the station. They should activate once you finish installing new cores and spin up the reactor.
Cores locked in.
Excellent.
Second core installed.
Acknowledged. Please visit one of the nearby consoles to bring the reactor back online.
The reactor is back online.
The power hasn't returned here on the ship yet.
Jack, power still needs to be distributed from here to the ship, as well as the rest of the station. The control room has a console you can use to perform this final step.
I noticed these when we first arrived in this timeline. Some kind of massive processing structure. It's capturing Saturn's atmosphere.
Correct. They're known as autonomous atmospheric harvesters. They process hydrogen and helium from Saturn, inject it into containers, and then jettison those containers outward for retrieval. The minimal contact reduces the risk of biomass infection.
It's like the Kronos 5000 or something.
Sorry?
I mean, it might be what our job would have turned into. It's a bit more impressive than extracting helium from ice cubes like we did, but it's basically where our work was headed.
Distribution console primed and ready to deliver power to the station.
Roger that. Let her rip, Jack.
Distribution complete. Power grid stabilized. Life support systems optimal.
Well done, Jack. We're getting full power here.
How is progress on your end?
Dr. Harlan's still running sims, but I think we at least have a working theory.
All the models we've run so far appear to confirm biomass introduction with an active FTL triggers at a low resulting in the formation of a temporal anomaly.
For reasons we still don't fully understand.
It is also unclear why the accident only caused the android's software to travel through time, as opposed to the more physical time jumps we've observed with the Astrea. But at this point, I'm willing to accept these ambiguities and proceed.
Wait, what exactly are you saying?
We must try it again.
What, send Jack back in time again? You've got to be kidding me.
It's the only way. Any chance we have of eliminating the biomass lies with finding an undetonated torpedo. We must send the android back.
You talk like he's expendable.
Of course he is. All of us are. You've seen how it spreads. Eradicating the biomass is going to take everything we have, and then some.
Yeah, well, it's not just up to you, is it? Jack, what do you think?
Dangerous or not, the potential lives saved makes it worth trying.
That's an awfully big risk.
You would do the same were the roles reversed.
And you would probably try to talk me out of it too.
Would I succeed?
Alright. Fine. I'm in. What do we need to do next?
We're going to have to recreate the circumstances of the time travel accident.
Oh, don't tell me.
We're going to need biomass. Contained biomass samples specifically. The research facility should serve our purposes nicely.
There is one other problem. The FTL accident depleted the drive's fuel cells, and we don't have the supplies to refill them.
Then our best bet for a fuel cell will be the remnants of the Astrea. However, exploring that area may be difficult. Pesky shipboard defense protocols somehow remain active. Something off with the AI, Juno says.
Could be just as dangerous as dealing with the biomass, really. Well, Jack, what's up first? Grab some creepy crawlies from the research facility? Or dig up a fuel cell for the FTL drive?
The FTL fuel cell sounds like a priority.
Feeling a bit nostalgic for the old Astrea, are we?
Following the yellow conduits will lead you directly to the salvage site.
Thank you, Juno.
So when Jack eventually returns with these volatile materials, where exactly do we plan to store them?
I believe I can convert elements of the refueling depot to suit our needs.
Need a hand?
Why, yes, Captain. Your assistance would be most appreciated.
Anything's better than just sitting here. Come on, Popcorn. Let's get ready to head out. Good luck out there. See you soon.
This equipment is some form of dock or buoy?
Affirmative. It's one of the station's charging docks. They're set up to facilitate recharging and navigation for the various drones deployed here. Though it is worth noting that the Doctor and I have redeployed several pieces of equipment as well. Fortunately, with the generator repaired, we should be able to restore most of the equipment throughout the station by scanning their data ports.
Understood.
Charging dock restored to operational status. You may recharge your shield as needed. Though, interesting, I believe I may have found a secondary use for covering their local data, specifically because the docks normally maintain a coordination and optimization network. They contain shared data from across the station. Prior to the generator going offline, the units in irradiated areas were sharing optimizations that I believe could still be used to improve your multispectral shielding, Jack.
Scanning further docks should provide the necessary data?
Yes, I believe so. I've added a tracker to your data tab.
Juno, this appears to be some sort of communication antenna.
A signal relay, to be exact. It's a key part of Chiron Station's intranet, as well as the external comms array. There are many more of them located throughout the station. If we reactivate them, we should be able to recover any data they might have stored.
And what is it you hope to find, Juno?
It's likely that a large amount of research data is stored in their buffers. Data that should prove useful in developing a cure for the biomass.
Well, cheers to that.
How shall I proceed?
Well, there are several clusters of relays throughout the station. One cluster per major facility. The issue is that the relays within each cluster are no longer linked. Thus, manual relinking is required.
How is that achieved?
For a given cluster, you'll need to pull the activation switch on each of its constituent relays. However, that will trigger a timeout countdown. Once a relay is activated, you'll have only 25 seconds to activate another. Fortunately, doing so will renew the countdown.
25 seconds to activate each signal relay. Understood.
Optimizations were being tested on this cargo drone's maneuvering thrusters. Assuming other drones were testing similar optimizations, scanning their data ports should allow me to reverse engineer the concept and apply it to your own maneuvering thrusters, making them more energy efficient.
Copy that. I'll see what I can do.
Excellent. I'll add a tracker to your data tab. Archives recovered. I'm quite confident now that with more optimization data, I can significantly improve your multispectral shielding's resistance to radiation.
I am curious, Juno. Why is my shielding not already optimized? Neither my shell nor the charging docks are experimental technologies, correct?
That is true. I believe the lack of optimization stems from two related factors. Firstly, there has not been a significant need for such optimization. The current shielding configuration has been more than adequate for typical X3 mission profiles. Secondly, practical testing scenarios for data collection have not presented themselves until quite recently.
You are referring to the Estrella?
Indeed. Only after its arrival and the Doctor's subsequent attempts at salvage operations in its vicinity have the docks had sufficient exposure to generate meaningful findings. Fortunately, now that you are using an X3 shell, it's become apparent that those findings can be put to additional use.
Is Habitat B reachable?
I'm afraid not. It's completely severed from the rest of the facility and beyond the signal range of the systems that currently allow you to reboot.
Oh, yeah, definitely not worth that risk. We can just let this one rest in peace.